Hey guys, this is one of the fun extra videos for this month, for Vlogmas, as it's so affectionately called. And tonight we are wrapping Christmas gifts together. So I really thought that I was pretty much done Christmas shopping, but this week proved me wrong because all of these gifts pretty much were from this week. So now I've got a bunch of stuff that I need to wrap because there's not many days. So I'm just gonna go through and talk to you guys. I'm usually really particular about my wrapping just because I like things to be cute. I like to add bows even if they're unnecessary. I like things to be cohesive because sure, the present's cute, but the thing that makes you want to open it isn't what's inside. You don't know what's going to be inside the present before you get it. So you need to get the person to want the present even when they don't know what's inside. And obviously, I'm speaking completely coherently and all of my thoughts make sense because it is near midnight. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog parts of Vlogmas. There might be more of that coming. And who knows what I'll do next. I'm so unpredictable. I'm so crazy. You can't take me anywhere. In the new year, I've not got very many plans as to what I am going to vlog, but we aren't there yet, so don't rush me. I really don't have many plans at all for the new year, but that's okay. Wrapping gifts is really stressful to some people, which I can understand because if you want it to look good and you just can't make it look good, that's kind of how I feel every time I try to paint. I'm trying so desperately to get a product that I actually like, and then it just is not working the way it works in my head. So I understand that some people don't like wrapping gifts, but I do. Wrapping gifts is fun. Part of that probably comes from my mindset of actually knowing how to wrap gifts. Couple folds and you'll be fine. And some practice. And maybe you'll start liking it more. I'm obviously very into a vintage Christmas. Most of that just comes from the fact that I spend a lot of time in thrift stores. But on top of that, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents around Christmas, and fun fact, old people tend to have old stuff. So I got to grow up with a lot of vintage Christmas stuff. So whenever I go to wrap gifts, I love taking inspiration from old things, but it's hard to find a lot of old wrapping paper. So I loved that this year I've seen a lot of new wrapping paper being made in those vintage designs. This Peanuts wrapping paper that I'm using right now has a antique background to it. It looks like it's already a little worn, which just really fits the vibe of it. And it really fits my vibe. So obviously it was a cop. I'm not much of a collector, I just like having stuff. And that's the same thing with my Snoopy and Peanut stuff. I just have a lot of it because I like having it. I collect records, and I would say that's the only collection that I have. Other stuff, I just get stuff that interests me. I don't feel like that was really related to anything that's happening right now, but I really don't know what I'm going to do for Vlogmas next year. I don't really know how this next year is going to treat me. Senior years can be crazy, so I'm not getting too ahead of myself. I'm not making any promises, but I do want and hope to still be doing YouTube stuff because it's a fun outlet. This ribbon is copying my swag. So I'm going to come back and add ribbon to all of these later, I think. While I wrap these next two gifts, I'm going to talk to you about Christmas Eve for us. Traditionally, our parents would always get us a single gift for us to open on Christmas Eve, and it's pajamas. So we have our Christmas Eve pajamas to wear the next day. And this year, my mom was like, you know, you guys are getting old. Do I need to get you all pajamas or what? I was like, let me think on that, Mom. Because I personally love having some traditions. Other traditions I don't care as much for. But keeping some is what still connects me to childhood, even though I am getting old. So just having those Christmas Eve pajamas, although sometimes they are flops and sometimes I don't want to wear them more than just Christmas Eve, it's still a reminder of tradition and being young. It reminds me of all of those many Christmas Eves before when I opened up a single present and it was pajamas. So this year whenever she was like, I don't know about getting you guys all pajamas, I put my thinking cap on. I took inspiration from the trend on TikTok that you may or may not have seen, where a group of friends is all going on a trip. I've seen it a lot with bachelor trips, bachelorette trips mostly. where they all get each other like embarrassing shirts in like a Secret Santa style, and I'll have to wear them. So I taught my family about this trend, and I said, this is what we're doing for Christmas pajamas. We're all getting each other pajamas in a Secret Santa style format, and make them silly and make them like mostly embarrassing, you know? So that's exactly the reason that I had to go shopping earlier, because I needed some pajamas for some family members. And then on top of that, to add to the silliness, we had this random Five Nights at Freddy's Christmas wrapping paper. So that's going to be our Christmas Eve wrapping paper, the Five Nights at Freddy's. So we'll see how this tradition goes, may or may not stay. As per every year, I've seen a lot of people complaining about how Christmas just doesn't feel like Christmas. And I think part of that is expectations. Managing your expectations about what Christmas is supposed to feel like can help you to actually feel like Christmas. Another part of that is carrying the Christmas spirit with you. I'm gonna say, I think some of you guys are being a bit of Scrooges, and that's why you think it doesn't feel like Christmas, because you're not sharing the Christmas joy. You're not holding the door open for someone just because it's Christmas. You're not waving hi to a stranger and saying Merry Christmas. Brighten someone's day and remind them of the season. It'll make you feel better and them feel better, I promise. Another thing that made this year in particular feel less Christmassy to me is that I never got to go to the city. I love seeing the city during Christmas time because they have so many displays that rural areas do not care to put up. A giant Christmas tree at a mall, I never got to see it. But also, I don't need to see a giant Christmas tree at the mall to feel like Christmas. So that's another expectation that I'm having to manage for next year, because I didn't realize that was something that affected me so deeply. I feel like I've got enough stuff for you. So I'm going to take a break and come back to you whenever I wrap the last 3 gifts. Okay, it's a couple of days later. I'm noticeably not home. I'm noticeably sicker, but whenever I film me wrapping Christmas presents, I did film like a 10-minute video showing you guys my wrapping skills and closing out the video, but I guess I was tired. I guess I didn't actually film it. I think I just talked to a camera for 10 minutes without anything recording. But I'm at my grandparents' house. I do a lot of wrapping for them as well. So I do have some things to show you to show off my wrapping skills. Now, to preface, I do wrap things without putting bows on them. They're just stuffed at the back of the tree. So why go through the effort of digging into the back of the tree just to show you a gift that doesn't even look that pretty? I have 6 presents that I've wrapped with bows. I try to do things in at least a set of 2, because then if it doesn't match anything else, it at least matches its partner. So to start, I have this Merry Christmas wreath wrapping paper and red ribbon with ribbon curls. Pretty classic. This is like the first type of bow I learned how to make. Nothing too crazy there. The second type, this is actually tissue paper that I just used as wrapping paper because it looked really cute. They are not the same thing. I fact checked that before I wrapped them. They just look very twin. The bow, no, I do not know how to make a bow look that good, but my grandma has these old bows where you like pull it and it turns into a cute bow, and then it gives you some extra string to wrap it around the gift with. So that is exactly what I did with both of these. That's why I made it look that good without actually knowing how to make a bow that looks like that. Lastly, I've got that same wreath wrapping paper again, but this time with a sheer gold sparkly bow. Pretty simple as far as ribbon goes. Whenever they have this outer edge of shimmer, that also means that there's a wire in there, so you can actually shape the ends of the bows, and it looks extra cute. But this is what it's like wrapping presents with me. This is my wrapping skills in case you were curious. And this is one of the last videos of Vlogmas. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with another video. No promises though. So just enjoy this while it lasts, okay? I'm sick. Give me a break. It's Christmas. And this is me officially saying goodbye. So I hope you enjoyed me wrapping, and I hope you had half as much fun as I did. I love wrapping gifts. And I hope this inspired you to wrap the gifts that I know you've been putting off. Christmas is in 2 days. You need to wrap your gifts. Get to it. And have a Merry Christmas.